Hello boys and girls and other motherfuckers. Today I'm gonna be talking about something we all want to see in Dead by Daylight. And when I say that we all want to see it in Dead by Daylight, I'm talking about you too. So as you can see in the title of this video, there's a high possibility that someday we will get a separate ranked and casual game modes, which is extremely exciting, so let's talk about it. But before that, if you want me to come on your mom's titties, then don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much. Okay, so I got no idea when you started playing Dead by Daylight, but personally I started playing this game relatively late. I bought this game in like June of 2018 after stealing my mom's credit card. I made another video about it, but back then Dead by Daylight felt like a completely different game, and since then we got a bunch of improvements. For example, we got a better progression system, better animations, multiple killer and perk reworks that were necessary. So in many ways Dead by Daylight now is better than it has ever been. But you know what? Back in 2018 it felt better to play Dead by Daylight. It was much more fun, and you might say it's nostalgia. And yeah, I'm nostalgic towards this game, but many people seem to think that this game was more fun back in the day, and there's a reason for that, and it's not nostalgia. The real reason why it was more fun to play, it's because this game had no skill-based matchmaking system. That's it. That's the simple reason. It means that new Dead by Daylight players could get matched with players that had thousands of hours in this game. There was no barrier, there was no limits. You could get connected with any players. So it kinda added the unpredictability into this game. Yes, of course there was a negative side. For example, if you got connected with a better player than you, most of the time you would get fucked. But on the other hand, this game was never supposed to be a competitive game. Dead by Daylight was built as a casual party game. And if you don't believe me, just take a look at how many RNG mechanics Dead by Daylight has. For example, every single game you don't know what map you will get. You don't know where the pallets and windows will spawn. You don't even know where the generators will spawn. You don't know what killer you will go against. You don't even know the perks of your teammates or opponents. That's how random Dead by Daylight is. Competitive games are not supposed to be random. Competitive games are supposed to be fair as fuck, unlike Dead by Daylight. But when you look at Dead by Daylight as a casual party game, it makes sense because random generation, it just adds variety into the game. It makes the game more fun. This game having no skill-based matchmaking system makes this game even more unpredictable and fun because you will never know what kind of opponents you will get to play against. It literally adds extra replayability. But for some unknown reason, developers of Dead by Daylight decided to implement a skill-based matchmaking system into this completely random game, which makes almost every single match predictable because your opponents are technically similarly skilled to you, so your games are gonna go very predictably. There's a shit ton of different videos ranting about why the skill-based matchmaking system in Dead by Daylight doesn't make sense and how terrible it is. And listen, I believe that skill-based matchmaking system in competitive games is a really good thing because it makes those games fair to play, but it's not good for a game like Dead by Daylight, which is supposed to be a casual game. And we've had this system in Dead by Daylight for like 2 years now, I believe, and people are still not happy about skill-based matchmaking system in Dead by Daylight. And sadly, it doesn't seem like developers care about it. Like they will say, yeah, we are listening to our player base, but they will never address the skill-based matchmaking system. Like, the best thing that they have ever said about it was, oh, we are gonna improve the system. Like, who the fuck cares? Just fucking remove the system, but they won't do it. But there's a solution to fix this problem without removing the skill-based matchmaking system. There's always a solution, and I saw this amazing solution on Reddit. What if Dead by Daylight learned from other games with SBMM system, like Overwatch Overwatch and Rainbow Six Siege, for example. These are very competitive games, but people don't always want to play with SBMM restrictions. So these games, they got a separate casual game mode, which is basically the same game mode but without the skill-based matchmaking restrictions. So people are suggesting DBD developers to leave this game mode that we got right now and make it a ranked game mode, basically like a competitive game mode, and to add another separate game mode which wouldn't have any skill-based matchmaking restrictions. And trust me, people really want to see this thing added in Dead by Daylight. I even made a poll asking people which new feature would you like to see in Dead by Daylight. I added features like voice chat, first-person perspective survivor gameplay, official modding support, imagine being able to create your own maps or even skins. But most of all, people want to see separate ranked and casual game modes. That's what people really want to see in Dead by Daylight. And it makes sense. It seems like such a little thing, but it would improve the game and it would make Dead by Daylight like 100 times more replayable, because unpredictability is what creates replayability. And for the past 2 or 3 years, ever since the skill-based matchmaking system was added into Dead by Daylight, this game has become more repetitive than ever before. And even though this skill-based matchmaking system is probably better now than it was like a year ago, because this skill-based matchmaking system is getting constant updates, but we don't want the system to get updated. Let's be fair, most of us want this system to go away. And yeah, there are those try hard, sweat hard players that will be like, oh no, this is a competitive game, we need an SBMM system. Bro, shut the fuck up. This game is too random for that shit. Like, if you want to make this game competitive, then make it a competitive game. Just remove all of the random generation, okay? Just make it less competitive. It's possible, but that's not what Dead by Daylight developers are doing. And it's really possible that we will get separate ranked and casual game modes, because Dead by Daylight developers haven't said no to that. They have said no to new game modes that would change the mechanics of Dead by Daylight because they are too afraid to split the player base, but they said that they would be thinking of new ways to improve the skill-based matchmaking system, which means that this is one of the ways that they could possibly improve the system. But you know, we will see in the future. I hope they will learn from other competitive games like CSGO, Apex Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch, because these games, they already got a solution for this. Dead by Daylight just literally needs to copy paste that shit. But anyway, that's my opinion. What do you think? I believe that it's a real possibility, because Dead by Daylight developers want to support this game for as long as possible. Like, they said themselves that this game is the most profitable game that they got, which is true, and they want to keep this game going for as many years as possible. In fact, I believe that this game will last as long as my lifetime, probably for like 50 more years. You know, I know that I sound crazy, but I believe that this game will not die anytime soon. So within like a year or 2 years, we might see a separate like casual game mode, which sounds extremely exciting. So what do you think? Comment, and I'll see you later. By the way, subscribe for more DBD content. Ciao.